Hi guys, thanks for visiting my channel Free Your Finance. My name's Gary and I'm documenting my journey towards financial independence. I make videos all about investing, property and savings, so if this sounds like something you may be interested in watching more about, please hit the subscribe button below. For any of you that have watched my channel before, you will know that I'm a huge fan in low cost index funds. In today's video, I'm going to be giving my 6 top tips for beginners getting into index funds. So here goes with number 1. It's probably by far the most important one I'm going to give you, and it's keeping your costs low. So to explain this a bit better, I'm going to flick onto my laptop screen to show you a couple of different examples. So I have flicked over to the website candidmoney.com. They have this useful calculator showing you how the charges can affect your final investment portfolio. So let's say we started off with an investment of £10,000. We then made a regular contribution of £500 per month over 30 years, and we're charged 1% annually. Now, to a lot of people that doesn't sound like a very big charge, and it's quite common to be charged this much or even more. So we can see after those 30 years, if we were to get an 8% annual return year on year, our final portfolio balance would be £664,141. Not bad going. But in that time, the loss on our investment return due to the charges is over £145,000. Now, you may not think that's that bad, and you may be really happy that you're going to end up with a portfolio of over £600,000, and I don't blame you, to be honest. However, let's say for example we picked one of Vanguard's low cost index funds. They have an S&P 500 index fund that charges just 0.07%. So let's take a look at how that would affect our final portfolio balance. So the amount of our investment that we've lost due to charges would be £11,000. That is a huge reduction. Our portfolio has gone from, I believe it was £664,000 up to almost £800,000. This is how important it is to make sure your fees are as low as possible. It is crazy how much these fees can eat up your final portfolio balance. So make sure the funds you pick are on the lowest possible ongoing fee that you can find. I personally highly recommend Vanguard for this. So on to tip number 2. Next, you need to decide your asset allocation. So this is usually split between stocks and bonds, and sometimes the reserving cash too. I'm not going to go into great detail in today's video of what your asset allocation should be. I'm actually going to put a link to an old video I made all about the life strategy funds, which I believe explains this a lot better. What I will say, however, is my current asset allocation is 100% in stocks right now. This is because I've got over 30 years before I'll be requiring any money from this portfolio, so I'm happy to play the long game in hope that it gives me the best returns. Tip number 3. So this one is very similar to the first one, I'm sorry, but this is just how important it is. But this time, keeping your fees on the platform as low as possible. So the platforms that we hold our index funds with can also charge a fee. It costs me 0.15% to hold my funds with Vanguard. However, please note this is capped at the maximum of £375 a year. As I explained in the first point, making sure you have the lowest possible fees available is a really important thing that I would recommend you do when you're getting into index funds. Tip number 4. So this one goes hand in hand with investing in index funds, but it is to make sure that you diversify. Index funds sort of do this for you automatically, and the whole point of investing in an index fund is the fact that you'll hold lots of different stocks within one fund. You'll have to decide how much diversification you want. Something like the S&P 500, for example, only holds 500 stocks. Maybe this is not quite diverse enough for you. One of the global funds that I'm in, VWRL, has over 3,500 stocks, so it is really diversified all around the world. Tip number 5. It is to buy and hold. In my opinion, investing in index funds is a long-term strategy. It's not something that's going to get you rich quick overnight. It's something you buy, hold and wait for a long time, and one day you're going to be very pleased that you made these decisions now. Research has shown that index funds grow around 7 to 8% a year, which is a fantastic return over the long run. Obviously, I must make clear that past performance isn't a guarantee of future performance. And then finally, on to my last tip, tip number 6, is to make sure you purchase your index funds in the correct type of account. There are some accounts that are going to be more tax beneficial to hold your index funds within. 2 of these are going to be the SIP and an ISA. Today's video is not going to go into great level of detail of what each of them are. There are many fantastic videos out there on YouTube that you can watch. Right now, I hold index funds in both a SIP and an ISA. The SIP is my personal pension that I'll be able to access later in life, and the ISA is something I could access now if I needed to. As I've already said, I'm a buy and hold investor, so my aim is to never touch the ISA or the SIP, and hopefully one day I'll look at them and be very pleasantly surprised with the outcome. So today's video was only really short and sweet. It was just giving you 6 tips if you're a beginner to buying index funds. I hope you found it useful, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. I regularly put out content all about investing, property and savings, so hopefully I'll see you back on the channel really soon. Take care.